Hi guys. Act 3, Scene 4. So Romeo has been banished, and they have made arrangements for him to go to Juliet for their wedding night, and for him to leave either tonight before the watch is set, or in the morning, disguised, so he can be gone before the prince finds him, because the prince has threatened death if Romeo sticks around in Verona. So the friar has arranged for Romeo to go to Mantua, Mantua, and wait for word from him, which will come through Balthasar. So their situation, Romeo and Juliet's situation, is bad. But at this point, I think it's still pretty possible that it could still be okay. Like, it can still work out. But Act 3, Scene 4 kind of makes that a little less likely. Because we talked about way early on, like, fate and the stars. Like, it is just not fated for things to work out between Romeo and Juliet. Like, it is just one catastrophe after another. So in Scene 4, Paris has come to visit Capulet. We assume probably to discuss Juliet again. And Capulet says, "Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late, she'll not come down tonight, I promise you, but for your company I would have been abed an hour ago." And so Capulet says, "We haven't even had time to talk to Juliet about you." And then Paris says, "That's fine. These times of woe afford no times to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter." So he's willing to to be delayed. Like, he knows that things are going on because of the death of Tybalt. Lady Capulet says, "I will and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mewed up to her heaviness," because so Juliet's too upset. She is upset. She's upset about the death of Tybalt, but she's also really upset about the banishment of Romeo. So Capulet says to Paris, "I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her mark you me on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?" Okay, so Capulet says, "Even though I haven't talked to Juliet about you, I know that my Juliet is a good girl, and if I tell her that she's going to marry you, by golly, she will." And so Capulet says to Paris, "Juliet will marry you, because I'm going to tell her to." And so he tells his wife, "Before you go to bed tonight, I want you to go up and talk to Juliet." Well, Juliet is coincidentally, meaning happening at the same time, upstairs with Romeo in her bedroom. So, yeah, this is happening at the exact same time that Romeo and Juliet are together on their wedding night. And then Capulet says, "Well, let's have the wedding on Wednesday. What day is it?" And Paris says, "It's Monday." Capulet says, "Oh, if it's already Monday and Monday's almost over, then Wednesday's too soon. We'll have it on Thursday." So Juliet married Romeo today, and her father has promised her to Paris on Thursday. In 3 days, she's supposed to marry Paris. Okay, and then Capulet does say that a big wedding would be in poor taste since, my nephew just died, so we'll just have a little celebration. And then he asks Paris, "Well, are you happy that we're gonna, get this going for you so quickly?" And Paris says, "My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow." This is page 2. So, well, I just wish that the wedding was tomorrow, by golly. And Capulet says, "Well, get you gone. Go ahead, leave, and then we'll see you on Thursday, and you can marry Juliet, and Capulet again sends his wife up to talk to Juliet, prepare her for her wedding day. For me, it is so very late that we may call it early by and by. So a lot of the scenes are happening very closely together, and some of them almost the exact same time. So it is so late at night that it is almost early in the morning, and Romeo must leave Verona before daybreak. So at this point, Romeo and Juliet are still upstairs. Romeo is still in Verona, and Juliet's mom is basically on her way up to talk to Juliet about the fact that she is supposed to marry Paris in 3 days. So that is it. I will probably go ahead and do Act 3, Scene 5 today, and then I'll see you guys in a couple days for Act 4.